Hey, it's Chris. I am doing an update on the real estate market in West Buda. Actually, I'm going to do all of Buda and I'm going to do Kyle as well. I like to focus on West Buda first. Speaking of West Buda, we are doing a free junk pickup in Whispering Hollow. So if you do live in a neighborhood that's close, like Garlic Creek or something like that, give me a call. We might be able to pick it up there as well. Just it kind of depends on how many RSVPs we get on the junk pickup. We're doing it on May 22nd. Me and George Torres, your local insurance farmers insurance guy. He's my insurance guy. Give him a call. But anyways, I'm gonna have a little scan code here. You should be seeing these door hangers on your door in Whispering Hollow pretty soon. Now let's get on the update real quick. I'm not gonna ramble on for too long, like I do sometimes. Um, in the Kyle and Buda area, there's 142 houses on the market. That's an increase from the last time I did this video about 2 weeks ago. There was about 120, I think it was, and even 2 weeks before that, there was about 80 something. So you can see it's really the market's starting to pick up, like it does at this time of year every year. Houses in this area, I'm gonna bring up what we had closed and zoom back in. So there's been a lot of turnover in Whispering Hollow especially, but you can see what's crazy about this is the price of the houses. If you're in Whispering Hollow and want to sell, it is a very, very good time to sell. We don't know if I don't think that prices are going to continue to go. There's a ceiling that eventually we're going to hit. I don't know where that is, but what experts are saying, because of the hike of the interest rates, that we are probably going to see prices plateau pretty soon here. We're already starting to knock off some of the buying power for people that are getting lending because the interest rate is so high. And they're thinking that it's going to probably do another hike or two. And if that happens, we're going to knock out a lot of buyers. So you knock out a lot of buyers, knocks out a lot of demand. So you know how it works. You're not going to have as much power on the selling side. Now, that being said, there are still 150 people moving here into the Austin area daily. So, I always hear that statistic. I don't know if that includes, if a family of 4 moves in, does that include? So it doesn't mean we need 150 houses a day, Just keep that in mind. But anyways, if we look at I want to just kind of go over this. If we look at just the closed houses, in this area, I'm just going to do all of this West Buda. Okay. Now, if we look at this, we have the listing price and then we have the close price. I want to just kind of show you that, you can also see, this is only showing 20 out of the 29. Let's bring them all up. In this area, there's not been one house that's been on the market for more than 12 days. So that shows you how crazy the market is in West Buda. I mean, within 2 weeks, everything is selling that hits the MLS. So here's the listing price. Here's the closing price. Let's look at the differences. This one's 50 over, and just about 50. That one's 76 over, 25 over, more than 50 over, 40 over, just a little over, 50 over. I mean, so everything, a number that we're seeing quite a bit, You know, this is 100, almost 100,000 over. That's 110,000 over. This one is $1 over. so even the houses that are going just a little bit over, this one went for $1 over. That's awesome. That's for 40 over. If you notice, and I was just about to say something, and now as I scan down, I see that I'm going to be proven wrong. I was going to say there isn't any that went under, except for this one that I see here. There must be another one probably. And I don't see another one on this list. This is the only house that went for under asking. Now, it was only 5 days, so sometimes you have a situation where the seller really wants to get out and they want to move quickly. Maybe they're buying another house and they just need the funds. So they put it up, somebody comes in and says, hey, we'll give you $590. If they had waited a few more days, would they have gotten more? Who knows? But they may not have, so they're just like, they're cutting and running, possibly. I'm just throwing that possibility out there. But you can see, out of all these houses, the 29 houses that have closed, let's see if I can find, I didn't have all of them on the screen. There's one that went for asking price, but with that one exception that I have checked here, this is the only house that went under asking price. All of these other ones, oh, and this one, see, there's a couple other ones here. This one went for asking price, and it was on the market for 116 days. So this seller is a patient person. They were not in a rush. They put it on for a certain amount. They wanted to get that amount. They may have gotten offers, especially, even after like the third week or so, they're probably getting offers, and they weren't in a rush apparently, so they just said, no, that's what we want, and that's what we're going to get. Oh, this is from the, strike all that. This is from the Carpenter Hill neighborhood. So that's a new build. So you're dealing with the builder. So those houses typically, this is in this area right here. Those houses are going for crazy amounts. I think those are super high. I really don't see, I'm going to do a video on this market. I'm not knocking the craftsmanship of the builder or anything like that. I just don't understand why these houses are priced like it is. I guess it's proximity to a few of these things, the schools or something. I don't get it. The lots are so small, but the reason that was on the market is for so long is because it's still being built. So they'll put them on the MLS, saying, hey, we're building a house here, it's for sale, but the house isn't even ready yet. So that kind of skews that number a little bit. So I don't really count that. And let's look at that one that was on for 50. Yeah, and that's also on the same street, same thing. So with these two exceptions that I don't really think are exceptions because they're new builds, look at the days on the market. They are all super low. In 5 years ago, 12 days on the market was super low. But look at all this. 5s, 3s. This shows you how crazy the market is in West Buda. Okay, so I'm going to... Sunfield, let's look at that real quick. Sunfield is this area over here. There's a lot of new builds. There's some older builds as well. For some reason, it's not letting me draw my polygon. No, I can't do it. Oh, there it goes. All right, I'm ready. Okay, so there actually was a house that was popping up on the map over here that's actually in Sunfield, but for some reason it's popping up over there. But if you look at Sunfield, those are all getting into the high 4s. High 4s and 5s, a couple in the 7s. Let's see if this one... This one is just freshly built, so Sunfield really has lifted their prices. You know, like it was listed for $699, but it went. So they're even taking builders are even taking overbidding. We're seeing that quite a bit. Not all builders are doing that, but some of them are. But you can see that even over there, low amounts on the market. These, I'm guessing, are on Cherry Stone Loop, are under construction. Don't count those. So everything over there is on the market for just a week or so. If your budget is a little bit lower, you want to come down into South Buda or Kyle. Has some still in the fours. These are older houses typically. Some of these have bigger lots, depends on the neighborhood. But you can see they're kind of all over the place. Some of them are creeping into the fives. But there's a lot of, out of the ones I've just popped up, a lot of threes and fours that we're still seeing. Down in, in lower Kyle, in South Kyle, on the east side, we're seeing the same. Up on the west side of Kyle, as is the west side of Buda, more expensive. We're seeing some. There's a couple neighborhoods in here that are a little older. There's that one called Silverstone, I think it's called. This is Plum Creek. Yeah. So there's a Plum Creek house that's pretty cheap. It's a smaller house, 1,800 square feet. Last year, this would have been, well, I shouldn't say last year, probably 2 years ago, this would have been probably right at 3. Now it's way up. This is this is Anthem over here. These are all new builds from the 5s. There's a couple in the 7s, I think. Yeah, we're close to 7. I think there was one in the 7s over there. These are new builds for Plum Creek. But you can see everything's starting to creep into the 4. Like in Hometown Kyle over here, super popular. This is I think it is Hometown Kyle, isn't it? No, that's in 6th Creek. That's behind Hometown Kyle. Those are new houses. Those are expensive. So all the new builds over in this area are already into the 5s and 6s. Hometown Kyle. A lot of the houses that I've gone and looked at were in the 5s, and there's a one that's not as much. Let's see. Yeah, it's small, 1,600 square feet. 1,600 square feet. It's in the 4s. This is a slightly bigger one, 460. $1,500 square feet. That's a duplex. So prices are going up. If you are interested in selling, now is probably the time. A lot of experts are saying that the ceiling is probably coming with interest rates hiking, that we're probably not going to see prices go up too much more. A lot of buying power is getting cut off as the interest rates go up. So as interest rates go up, people have less buying power. So yes, you still have people that are coming in with cash, but most people that are coming in and buying houses are doing some lending and some cash. You have to have some cash. The more cash you have, the better. But what they're doing is they're getting lending all the way up until the appraisal amount with the lower interest rate, and then they're using cash to overbid. Well, if that lending power goes down because the interest rates go up, they might have to use some of that cash to make up for the difference they might have to use it for appraisal shortages, but their overbidding isn't going to be as powerful. So as interest rates go up, buying power goes down, and we're going to see less demand because a lot of people are not going to be able to afford in this area. They're going to be pushing out to different areas. So if you're looking to sell, probably a good time is now. This summer might be the apex of the price hikes and definitely of the overbidding part of it. Um, you might have houses that are, next year that are still high, but we'll go back to the old model where if you're asking 650 for a house, then a good offer is 645. That's a good offer. Now it's not. If you're not bidding, if you're not giving over asking, and sometimes considerably over asking, as I've shown you, then it's not a good offer. Go check out my video on what a strong offer is, and you'll get a good idea of that as well. But that is Buda and Kyle area update for May 5th.